Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today I will be reviewing the Thrustmaster T300 Ferrari Integral Racing Wheel Alcantara Edition. You might argue that reviewing a wheelbase that is more than 7 years old is a bit of wasting time, but I disagree. The T300 is by far the most popular wheelbase on the second-hand market still this day, and that is for a reason. The design is nothing spectacular. A lot of black plastic with some ventilation grills and some air intakes by the side to scoop in some fresh air. The PlayStation L3 and R3 buttons are on it, and on the other side you find the PlayStation logo accompanied by the mode selector and PS3, PS4 slider. It wouldn't have been overkill to give it a dash of Ferrari red on the sides to add some color to the whole. The base is quite heavy, and as I said before, this for me is a sign of quality. It also has a quick release system to exchange rims. The standard rim on the T300 is by no means a bad rim. It is sober and feels good in the hand, even with the rim made out of a rubberish plastic. It has a diameter of 28 cm and decent clickers for changing gear. But of course this edition comes with another rim than the standard one. The rim is a replica of the Ferrari 599XX Evo with a diameter of 30 cm and good magnetic clickers on it. But it is the finishing of this rim that makes it special. The wheel is covered in Alcantara, and contrary to what some people think, this is a synthetic fabric, so no moo-moos died for the comfort of your hands during racing. It feels remarkably soft thanks to the densely woven polyester and polyurethane microfibers, and honestly, this steering wheel feels even better than the leather one in my car. And, very important, it is also easily cleaned. The one I bought had some nasty stains on them, and I could just wipe it off with some Instanet. But as lyrical as I am about the steering rim, as repetitive do I have to be for the T3PA pedals that come with this set. The base is made entirely out of black plastic except for the pedal faces, which are made out of metal. The pedal faces can be repositioned, which is a very handy feature, especially with a playseat evolution. The accelerator feels a bit squishy, and I think it is better exchanged with the clutch pedal as this seems to be firmer. There is a cone mod included to mimic more the movement of a real-life brake pedal, and it does help some. The pedals can be connected via an RJ12 connector to the base, and for measuring technology the brake uses a potentiometer. If you would like to know more about the difference between the current pedal technologies, you can click the link I provided here. The base features a brushless 25 watt motor capable of generating a peak output of 3.9 Nm. The position of the steering wheel is measured with Thrustmaster's HART system using Hall sensors with a 16-bit resolution, meaning it can measure 65,536 different values in your steering wheel. The T300 does face some issues with overheating when you type in T300 problems on Google. I must have been lucky because out of the 5 different T300 bases I have owned so far, I didn't have a problem with any. The problem can probably be resolved by putting in a more suitable fan. I also think that opening up your base from time to time and cleaning it out will have a very positive effect on its lifespan. The ride. Well, I still remember how I was in awe when I drove this base after driving the Logitech G29, and again now with driving the Logitech G923 just 2 weeks ago. The difference is huge. When you drive a T300 base, you can feel it is very smooth. Especially when you go over some curbs. You feel the force feedback working. It's not so blocky like the G923, for example. It is not the most powerful wheel, and again, I can agree if some of you will comment on this being a toy because of it, but for Mr. Casual Racer himself, this is more than adequate. The same thing goes for the precision. It is precise enough, and you feel enough in contact with the surface. Sure, it misses the extra panache of a TGT like the extra torque and the TDFB, but well, for a base from 2014, this is pretty impressive. The pedals are sufficient for getting good times around the track, despite the remarks I have for them. I do notice I am a bit slower than normal, but I blame this to the sim race chair this set is currently installed on. The base is compatible with PS3, PS4, PS5 and PC, although its compatibility with PS5 has not been confirmed yet by Sony at the moment I make this video. So how much does this beautiful piece of hardware cost? Well, the edition that I am reviewing costs €450, including both the gorgeous rim and meh pedals. The normal RS version costs €340, which is in Logitech G923 territory. However, you can also buy the base as a standalone for €250. The 599XX Evo 30 wheel comes in at a whopping €200. T300 is a very good wheel. Very good wheelbase. It was my second wheelbase after the Logitechs. So at first I bought Logitech wheels because I knew Logitech is a large manufacturer. I didn't know Thrustmaster. And that is the conclusion for this review. The T300 is the base I would recommend for starting drivers. The dual belt system may not be the most precise or the most powerful, but you will at least be able to enjoy the racing more than with other bases of similar prices. Mind you, I do like the T248 better as the ultimate sim racing kit, but to find out why you will need to watch the review for it and read some comments. Thank you all for watching. I have passed the 250 subscribers to the channel, for which I am really grateful, so thank you my friends. To celebrate this, I will make a special video explaining all the steps that involve the reviewing of hardware. Also, if you have requests to review certain hardware, don't hesitate to let me know and I will see what I can do. On the list I still have the T150 and of course the Fanatec GT-DD Pro, but it will be a while before I can afford that one. See you all next video.